trying to keep in shape while traveling long term and not use not having gym access as an excuse for letting my standards slip. Best pieces of kit training styles for maintaining conditioning and adding mass while living out of the backpack.
Dude, get rings.
Yeah.
Get rings, get gymnastics, wood gymnastic rings.
Why wood?
Because plastic or metal will make you get sweaty and slip, and you have to bring a ton of chalk. You need a little bit of chalk with wood rings. It's a little more absorbent. They're the best thing to grab onto.
Okay.
So yeah, get wood gymnastic rings. You can carry them anywhere. And then just do a bunch of calisthenics. I mean, come on, man. Just
I don't know.
burpees, what?
Adding mass. How do you add mass kind of slight? Oh, you got to get creative.
Yeah, you got to get creative. Yeah. But it's, instead of doing squats, air squats, do jump squats. So you're doing something dynamic. Do plyometrics. Yeah, do one-legged pistols. Yeah, all that stuff.
Yeah, I got to do that right now. Like I can't.
You can't
drill the hole in my. This is called the ulna bone. Mm-hmm. So they drill the hole and they attach the tendon not in the hole. They push the tendon through the hole. They put an anchor at the end of it. Cool. Boom. Anyway, a lot of swelling in the forearm. You can't grab nothing. You can't grab anything and have weight. Mm-hmm. So calisthenics, you got to kind of make your wrist in a position in a comfortable position, and you can do calisthenics. Anyway. Point there is I'm in that boat where lifting weights is not an option at this very moment for me. So you got to kind of get creative. So like a push-up, you can make the push-ups harder if you put your feet up, and the higher you put your feet, the harder it becomes. Or you do like a one-arm push-up situation, and then you can do like a decline, like you go on a counter first, right? Okay, how many of these one-arm push-ups? You can do more than 20. Okay, maybe you go for like a chair or something like this, something shorter. Boom, you can do more than 20 of those. Okay, now I can go to the ground. See what I'm saying? And then you can go raise your feet up as time goes on. Boom, there you go. Good and actually body weight through space is the best way to build size in your muscles there. As far as like exercises go.
It's good information.
It is.
Better than deadlifting and squatting?
Well, okay, so that deadlifting, squatting, that's going to be, it's going to depend on the weight, but think about this. Deadlifting and squatting is moving your body through space. So doing an air squat, you're moving your body through space as opposed to
I meant
leg
squatting
press.
with weight.
Right.
I'm talking back squat.
Right. But
front squat.
Yeah. Getting fucking heavy with fucking squats, yeah. But again, like I said, moving your body through space are the best exercises for mass building.
What is not moving your body through space?
Like, okay, a squat compared to a leg press. So if you go leg press,
well, I haven't even those aren't even in my mind.
I know, bro, but this guy asking the question, it might be. So I'm trying to help him out. I don't want to help you out. You got the whole exercise thing figured out. I get it. You're an expert in your boring workouts. We'll talk about that later. Nonetheless, so body weights or moving your body through space is the best exercise. The problem is, or tends to be, that your body has a fixed amount of weight, more or less. So you can't adjust the weight. And usually you can move your body through space a bunch of times. If you do air squats, you can do a bunch of air squats. So it doesn't provide the quote-unquote tension that you need to build mass. That's why you go one at a time, create more tension on your muscles while still moving your body through space, which could wind up to be a better exercise for you. That's what I'm saying. That's good advice.
Okay, man.
Whatever, Brad. Don't act like it's crazy that I'm saying this stuff. That's the question.
You really threw me for a loop with this whole moving your body through space thing.
Yeah, that's additional information.
Very valuable. I just have no idea what that. I kind of get it now.
Yeah,
but you were saying it as if it was some unknown.
It is unknown.
Moving your body through space.
Yeah. Okay. So you know what a hammer strength machine is? Okay. So it's all it's like a I don't know, like a lever kind of thing. Yeah. Technically, it's like, you put some plates on it, you push it. There's no pulley or nothing, but
you're
whatever.
not moving your body through space.
You're not moving your body through space. So I'm kind of creating the spectrum here. So just consider that. Then it's kind of far down. There's other movement or things that are further down the spectrum, but that's fixed movement. There's no balance required. There's no whatever. It's just like you're just pushing weight.
It's isolation movements,
isolated,
right?
Yeah, plane. The plane is isolated, all this stuff. The plane of movement.
Cool.
Right? So that will have less neuromuscular activity when you push it, even if you're pushing heavy weights, than something like graduate to like a barbell bench press, right? For example. But even though you do have to balance, so that's a big step up. But even that, you don't have to balance in certain planes. Certain planes of movement, you don't have to balance. Like what do you call this one? Lateral, whatever. The lateral movement in a barbell bench press, which is the bar, you don't have to balance. It's fixed. But front and back or forward and back, whatever, you do have to balance. So, still good. Now go to dumbbells. Now you have 360-degree plane of movement that you have to balance, more neuromuscular activity. So dumbbells are better than barbells in that way, neuromuscular activity. And you can adjust the weight. So you can do things where you can only do 3 reps. You can do things you can do 20 reps if you want. So boom, great exercise. Can't really do it in a hotel room, but just saying, generally speaking, good exercise. But now you go, the tip top, the best exercise for neuromuscular activity would be push-ups. Because same thing, you're moving your body through space. You're not balancing weight, you're balancing
push-ups on rings.
Oh, boom.
Even
okay,
better.
Even better. Now you're going like creative, which is good. That's like beyond the spectrum, which is good. Totally good. But so yeah, keep these things in mind, I think, when you do a thing. So if you can add, or when you do a workout, so if you can add weight, that's the challenge. If you can add weight to these moving your body through space exercises, that's when you're going to get good exercises.
I think now I'm just going to take this one step further.
Do it.
Because you don't necessarily have to add weight. As you stated earlier,
yes,
you can adjust how you're moving your body through space.
Exactly right.
And then you can get additional, and I'll tell you what really makes this obvious is if you do any gymnastics training. Mm-hmm. If you do a pull-up, that's hard. Mm-hmm. If you do a tuck pull-up where your knees are pulled up, mm-hmm. that's even harder. If you do a L-sit pull-up where your knees are up but your feet are pointed straight forward, that's even harder. Each one of those things is a little bit harder. Yeah. Same thing with a dip, like just a regular dip. If you let your feet hang, it's easier. Mm-hmm. If you bring it up to a tuck, it's a little harder. If you bring it up to an L, it's even harder. So you can keep doing these things. Yeah. And there's squats that you can do. I mean, just doing pistols alone, that's a lot harder. Some people can't even do pistols. Yeah. And so you might have to do an assisted pistol to start off. Yeah. So yeah, you can make it happen.
Pistol's kind of hard, man, especially if you've never done it before. Pistol's hard because the balance.
Yeah, there's
front,
a balance.
Back, and side-to-side balance. Yeah. It's hard,
360-degree plane of balancing. That's what this whole thing's about. Moving your body through space. Is that what it is?
Yep, moving your body through space.
That's where'd you read that?
Old school Bulgarian philosophy workout program called, this is the old school, never deviated from it much. The core, really good too, by the way. It's called, what is it called?
I remember
Serious Growth is what it's called. Weird, right? Like, that's such a lame name. But man, I was in high school and I was like, all right, you read all these things, right? And, in the back of the, Muscle Magazine or whatever, and the little article.
I remember all the Bulgarian. It was kind of like, that was a big thing.
No kidding.
The Bulgarian. Well, yeah, because the Bulgarians were doing really good at weightlifting.
Yeah, and on Kauai, no one knew. It was weird. And these guys were like, 5 weeks or 4 weeks, my bench went up to this. And, when you're in high school, bench, heck yeah, I'll get that or whatever. So you get the program, it's this book. It's just called Serious Growth, and it explains everything really in detail, too. I was like, dang, this is pretty good. Real plain English, too, not all this real science or whatever. And maybe there's... And they were doing keto, too, by the way. Yeah. That's where I learned about keto. Yeah. This is 90...
That's crazy, isn't it? It's been around for a long time.
95.
Well, the Atkins book came out in the 60s or 70s.
Yeah, that's way different, though.
It's not way different.
Yeah,
it's different. It's not way different.
Yeah, this guy.
That stuff's been around for a long time.
Yeah, Dr. Mario or Mauro de Pasquale.
Oh yeah.
Like that's who was the keto guy. And again, back in '94,
he's still around.
Yeah, no kidding. So we did this thing. We get this book, and it's like laying it out. And I'm down. I'm 15, 16 years old. I'm down to lift 5 days a week. Let's do this. And bro, we did it. And you eat good, not like crazy. I didn't do the keto, never did. But they have it as an option. And so we did it or whatever, and it was weird since I gained like 20 pounds. And we just kept doing it. So, you play football, you can't really gain that.
There's also this whole thing that you're 15 and your body's just filled with testosterone.
Yeah,
and you were going to gain 16 pounds anyways.
Bro, I'm
maybe
telling
13 pounds.
I'll tell you this right now. I was talking to Jody Middick about this briefly too. I'll tell you this right now. If even at 40, You go on this thing. It depends on
Oh,
how
you'll
trained.
definitely, no
Bro,
doubt.
go on this type of workout. I'm not even like selling this workout or nothing like that. I'm saying people will think, and then you know what though? Okay, people will think you're on steroids if you do this workout for like 6 weeks. That's it, 6 weeks. They'll think you're on steroids straight up. Like my whole life, when I'd like go on a like a 6 week thing, they're all he's on steroids. Obviously, he's on steroids. There's no steroids. You don't even have to take supplements. That's the weird thing. But here, let me say this though. Now that I'm thinking of it about it when I'm a grown adult. Most programs, if you actually do the whole program,
exactly,
it works. It works really good. That's the thing. People just don't do the workout.
It's like, oh, what do you need to do? Lift heavy weights a lot.
Eat good and rest good.
Rest good. Yeah, it's like you'll get gains.
And let's face it, it's not as like if someone says, "Oh yeah, it's easy." Here's the thing: it's not easy. This is why it's not easy. It's not just the workout. That's why you have to do the workout, then you have to eat enough of the right things too. By the way, and then you have to rest enough. That's basically you have to change your whole life. So if you're like, "Hey, it's easy," just change your whole life. It's not easy.
No.
So and not that I'm not saying that that's a good excuse or anything, but I'm just saying it's not quote unquote easy. But yeah, there it is. Boom.
Check.
Do diet, exercise, eat good, work out good, and rest good. You be good. Hotel or gym,
easy
whatever.
as that.
Actually, here's what you can do. Here's what I do when I go to the muster or wherever. If I'm there for like a week, like the last muster, I'll like go on Google Maps and find like all the gyms and be like, all right, I'm gonna get. That's kind of the commitment. Obviously, that's an interest. That's your commitment. Like you want to stay in shape, add mass, as you say, conditioning, adding mass, whatever. Look for the gym near your house. Commit to pay that gym fee. It's usually like what, $10 or something like that. And boom, that's the commitment, right? Do that. That's what I do. Same thing with jiu-jitsu, by the way.